Hey, going live here. Second time. It's around 8 in the morning. There were a lot of vehicles passing by here this morning, so I lost the connection for the other stream for the Nikon camera. The towers are behind me across the road, so all these vehicles going past are no bueno when it comes to the signal. No bueno. Okay. So I'll just recap. Yesterday was a good day. Got tons of good footage of the booster 7.1, the short booster that they frosted over, and didn't make any money here on the channel, but I did spend about 12 hours doing some visioning. I was over at the roadblock and I went through some of my notebooks and I got some good ideas about next steps forward. So that was a plus. I was going to do some higher resolution imagery, but this is the best I can do right now with all the vehicles going past from this spot. Guess I can just plan on making no money when I do like a road closure event. Just the way it works. But it was amazing footage, so whatever. The suborbital tank farm here on the left. The tower, I think they're just getting started after yesterday. Yesterday was a big day for the people here at SpaceX, I believe. What else? I'll get out my journal. I'll go through my journal. It is July 28th, 2022, just around 8 in the morning here in Boca Chica. It's just getting early. So Starlink would be about 650 bucks if I got it, and I don't have the money for that, so I won't be getting Starlink, but I'm doing the personal hotspot with the phone, and that's about it. There is a gentleman who might buy into the property at the remote camera site who has Starlink, so if that happens, then I would have access to the Starlink. We talked about it already. Better get the umbrella too. All right, we got a strong sun coming from the direction that we're looking in right now, so there wasn't much to see over at there are some lifts on the orbital launch platform, so they're doing some work over there. I can get some shots of that later today. And there wasn't much movement over by the main gate. There were several tankers that come in, so they are offloading of different gases. I'm just going through my journals right now. If you ever want to expand beyond your five senses, I would recommend Meta Music here on YouTube, and you can buy Meta Music tracks for about 20 bucks off of the internet that you can download. If you wear headphones, that'll help you enter different states of awareness. That'll help you evolve as a human being. Meta Music. And what do you think is possible for the next step here at OceanCam? Let me know what you think. What could be, how we could progress further. What could be some steps that I take or we take together. You know, send me a message or leave a message here in the chat, or type a message or send an email. So I am currently looking for businesses that might be worth buying. So I'm gonna be looking into some businesses that might be for sale, whether it's in the kerosene production for aviation fuel, or whether it's gonna be in water purification, or some other type of camera company for like for space, something with some positive cash flow that I could form a team and then approach to buy. Let me see. There is a company called Bigelow Aerospace, and they closed their doors in 2020. I reached out to them a couple of years ago, several months ago, and was told that they had closed their doors before the COVID event, and they haven't opened since. But I would be interested in doing a Zoom chat with Mr. Bigelow. Maybe we could do a partnership, or I could buy his business and take it forward. So Bigelow Aerospace is one of the companies that I'm considering approaching again. So that would be they make habitats, space habitats, and I wonder what kind of price they'd be looking for, or whether there'd be any owner financing for the sale of their company. So I'm looking to acquire businesses. We could build orbiting hospitals with those habitats. We could build a communication center. We could build a hospital, some type of orbiting facility around Enceladus. Possibly I could buy a satellite company, and we can get some rovers or water submarines on Enceladus. So some ideas. Let me see. I figured out the division of stock for OceanCam. That's been a big thing for me over the last year. I've been wondering, well, how do I do the stock? How much and at what time should I give people stock as CEO, CFO, CLO, CRO, all these different people in the board? Would I just give it to them outright, or would I give it to them over several months? And I'll get in front of the camera. Maybe I can zoom out a little bit. Let me see. Hey, passing wind. I'm holding the umbrella. We got a pretty big sun. It's sunny this morning. Elon owns stock in. Well, let me get back here. Come on. Elon owns stock in Tesla, but then he also owns SpaceX, and the division in the stock, how it works at SpaceX is different from how it works at Tesla. I imagine it's different, because I know there are stock options that Elon gets at Tesla over many years for different success-oriented, for reaching certain milestones. He can take action on his stock options by meeting certain criteria. But when it comes to SpaceX, it's a different story. So I've been always trying to figure out, well, how should I organize the stock at OceanCam? And I've been modeling off of the Tesla, the company. And so, but yesterday I came to the conclusion that, Elon probably owns the majority of SpaceX since it's a private company, and it's a different stock structure than it is at Tesla. So what I was thinking is, let's see, I wrote it down. There's kind of two ways to do it. At Tesla, Elon probably, like I said, he gets his stock upon meeting certain things, and then other people do the same. They get stock upon meeting certain things. But the way it works at SpaceX is different. So I'm looking for my notes. I could just I was going to give some examples too at the same time. So if the founder gets 51% of the stock, say, in a company like SpaceX, then he could give, that's not the right example, 1 to 2% to the CFO, 1 to 2% to the COO, CFO, CTO, CPO, CLO, CRO. 1 to 2% over how many years? If the founder owns, say, 51%, then it's not like he has to give himself stock. So initially, like I do, I've got 100% stock of the OceanCam Space Corp, and that's 100 million shares. So if I were to give 1 to 2% to the president over a number of years, based on certain accomplishments or time in service or whatever, then it would come out to a monthly issuing of shares, and then I could put a stipulation on that upon how many shares they could sell after so many years. So say it could be an 8-year assignment of stock. Say if you're a president of, say, OceanCam here, and over 8 years, if we issue you 1% of the shares, that would be about $1,562,000 a month for 8 years. Every month you get $1.5 million at $150 valuation for the. And one of the cool things about Texas is you can set the par value, which is the lowest value of the shares. So the shares here in Texas can be set, the price. So I was thinking the president would get 1 to 2%. The COO, CFO, CTO, CPO, CLO, CRO. They could get 1 to 2% over, it could be over 8 years, it could be over 16 years, or maybe 21 years they would get. So over 21 years, that would be about, let me see, I did the calculation, at $150 par value, just a minute. That'd be about 3,800 shares times $150. That's about, it's about, how much is that? It's about $470,000 a month. So that would be a good incentive for a CFO, CLO, CRO president here at OceanCam to do good work. We got the sun directly in the line of sight of what we're looking at, so the screen's going dark a little bit. So I was thinking, if say a president, the first president that comes in works for like 5 months and then leaves for whatever reason, and then we replace that president with somebody else, they didn't earn the whole 1 to 2%. They just earned 5 or so months of that 1 to 2%, and they had assigned, they received maybe 5 months of stock, valued at about $2.5 million. So that's one of the ways I was thinking through it. And then maybe there's a minimum time they have to work at the company to actually receive the stock, or not. So that's one cut. There's some different additional things I can add onto it. But I was thinking that over 21 years, that'd be about $470,000 a month for each of the main positions here at OceanCam. So that would be about 14% of the stock if we have a president, COO, CFO, CTO, CPO, CLO, CRO. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people at 2% over 21 years or something. Or it could be over 16 or 8 years, but I think it's the longer is better if they're making so much money. So so that's 14% to the core team at OceanCam. The board would get 1 to 2% each, which would come out to about 10% of the total stock as well. And maybe they would get the same time frame for the gifting of the stock to those people. So 51% for the founders, say 14% for the team. So that's 65%, 10% for the boards, 75%, and then 25% to investors at $150 to start. And there could be some convertible notes and maybe some bridge, some other types stuff like that. But it could be so 25% would be to the investors, and that would come out to about over $3 billion, which could be raised through the investors. So I kind of got the stock figured out on how to do that yesterday. So it's $3.7 billion if we sold 25% of the stock here at OceanCam. So and what I was thinking is, as since I'm the CEO or I'm the creator, I would maybe as the investors come through, the company would get 50% of that, and I would get 50% of that. So it'd be about something like that. It's over 1.5 billion to the company and 1.5 to me. So that's what I'm looking at as the. That's probably what SpaceX did as well. So that's what I'm looking at as a way to go forward. And I'm still looking at later in the year to maybe go forward with that, to issue it to investors and stuff. So we do have an investor page here at OceanCam, oceancam.space. Go to the About section and then look for the investors. That's I got some of the info on there. But you got to go to the nav bar and you got to look around for it. So I did some other stuff yesterday. Let me see. Keeping the sun off the camera here. Okay, so basically the benefit of doing that type of calculation is now I've got over 1,500 people on LinkedIn, different people in the space industry and stuff. And now that I figured out how I would be interested in doing the stock, I can actually offer something to these people that would be interested in joining the company and going forward, and also starting the sale of the shares to investors. So that information needed to be figured out in a way that I was comfortable with it, and that is something that seems to be figured out. So figured it out yesterday. Let me see. So I'm looking for a product, and a product is something that will not only make money for the company, but maybe it's another company as a consolidator of space companies, or consolidation of companies that make things we'll need on the OceanCam or Space Corp mission. Rather than buy through the different companies, we could consolidate companies that have positive cash flow, and thereby not have to reinvent the wheel. And we could say somebody has a space company or space related company that would be necessary for the OceanCam or Space Corp mission, then and maybe they want to retire, or they're just ready to sell the business, or maybe they want to still run the business but be more of an employee and receive some type of benefit simultaneous with selling the company. So I'm looking to buy a company that would, actually several companies that would make the OceanCam mission possible. Because right now it looks like NASA is looking everything they push back many years, like 20, 30 years, or next decade. They look in terms of decades, and then they delay things. So I want to see if I can move this forward in the next 5 years here and make some tremendous gain, you know. Whether maybe we'll do some 3D printing of rocket engines or something like that for cash flow. But there are ways to go forward, and my model is QLA by Dan Pena. If some of you are interested, that's the model. I've been working on that for 8 years. One of the things about QLA is you wanna do something that you're interested in. So it took me a while to find something I was passionate about, so that other people could get involved in as well. So, you know, I've got a lot of experience with natural healing as well as conventional healing with medicine too. So maybe we work on a space hospital, and we start that out by starting some type of clinic here in Brownsville. Maybe I could form the investors for a space hospital would be the doctors that buy in, and the different team members would just it'd be the same kind of structure, same kind of stock structure. So that's a possibility as well. And this thing's probably only for me. I mean, many of you aren't interested in what I'm talking about. You got your own lives and you're doing whatever you're doing. So this ocean cam thing is really something that I'm interested in, and many of you aren't interested in this. So I understand that. Doing it for myself mostly. And there's apparently 3 types of people needed to run a business, or to really bring it forward. You need a hipster, a hustler, and a hacker. So I had a hacker. I'm somewhat the hustler, and I need a hipster. But now it's just me. So I need a hustler and a hacker, and maybe someone can replace me and be the hipster. Okay. Let's see. Tom Tech says a space doctor with spiritual thinking someday. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm into the yeah, that could work. Space hospital, space doctor. There we go. I'm just going through my notes. I have a notebook that I kind of went through the whole thing yesterday, and I'm sharing some of the info. Oceans in Space, OIS, could be a good domain. I haven't looked it up yet, but I will. That could be something that touches people. Cool thing about Texas is I believe you can set up the par value, which is the lowest sale price for a stock, and I would be setting the par value at $150 for Ocean Cam. If you have cumulative, let me see. Some of the partner companies here that we could form relationships with are Bigelow Aerospace. There's Consensus. There's Intuitive Machines, SpaceX, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic. So those are some of the more larger companies in the commercial sector here for the space. So. And then any other company that's doing something like water. If I think I need some experience, or we'll eventually need to bring people on who have experience with water, pumping water and storing water. That's going to be important. Consensus bought the Planetary Research, which was doing asteroid mining, and Intuitive Machines is a company here in north of here in Texas, and they're doing a mission to the moon with NASA to drill for ice on the moon. So they're a big company. Bigelow Aerospace is again mostly closed down, but they do have the technology, and the Robert Bigelow's a billionaire, or at least was, and he's had out-of-body experiences as well. So Bigelow Aerospace is definitely on my radar because I've had many of those things as well. SpaceX, haven't really heard anything back ever from SpaceX, so nothing directly. It's always some type of media relations or some type of third-party intermediary, no human. I actually have received an email back, but it wasn't. There was no name at the bottom of the SpaceX email for the media relations. But it's always, for some reason, they don't believe in the personal touch here at SpaceX. I don't understand why that is. Common courtesy. Anyway, Virgin Galactic is another interesting company, and Blue Origin. So let's see. So the space industry is like any religion. There's nothing bad about it, but it's just something factual. And the change of the change in the balance sheet here at OceanCam is kind of one of the big things that happened in the last couple weeks. I had zero debt, and I had a little bit of cash flow as I was working when I was employed here as at a temp agency, and then I started filming again, and I'm making some money through donations. But with the purchase of the property, my debt increased about $14,500, but my asset value increased $35,000. So I made my net income increased about $27,000, or increased about $22,000. So net worth is up 20 something $1,000, and because I value the two lots that I bought at $35,000. Sometime in the future, it's going to be worth that amount of money. And so if we were in Florida, and right next to within even a couple miles of the Kennedy Space Center in Titusville, the property, the size of the property that I bought here in South Texas, which is remote and there's no building of structure here yet, would be worth about $140,000. So the property here at SpaceX for me is at least worth about $35,000. So I went into debt about $14,500 and to get this property, and it is in the form of about 50% of that debt is in the form of credit cards. So that's at about a 25% interest rate. So, but I'm still fine with that because the net value is around $35,000. Well, the value is $35,000, and the net value is around 20-something thousand positive net worth. So it was worth doing, but it's going to give a lot of potential for the future. There are some people that might buy into the property, which would reduce my cost, and I would be able to chisel down the credit card debt on that property faster. So that's what I'm looking at so far. So in the last couple of weeks, the net worth increased about $20-something thousand, and the liabilities increased to $14,500 from zero. And the assets increased as well, $35,000. So assets up $35,000, liabilities up $14,500, net worth up about $20,000. So that's called a cash flow balance sheet type of thing, where you have income, expense, assets, liabilities, and net worth and cash flow. So. Nick Steele, good morning. Just watched NASA's spaceflight video in sped up fast motion. 7.1 testing, kind of nice. Something you might try. I like your commentary though, and that's why I'm here. Good stuff. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that time or the facilities or the computing power or something. But I could do something like that. Yes, thanks. They have the NASA name, so when people watch NASAspaceflight.com, they think they're watching NASA. So the NASA website gets so many millions of hits a month, and the NASAspaceflight.com gets about 10% of that. And a lot of people think they're watching NASA when they watch NASAspaceflight.com. So that's all I can say about that. So that gives them a tremendous amount of views and hits. So they got a big team, and they've been around a long time too. So they're doing good stuff. They got a lot of cameras everywhere, not only here in Brownsville, and they have a team as well. So my team here right now is me and you. You're part of my team, so thanks for the info. If you'd like to do some of that work and then give it back to me in a in some type of a file that I can download from a Google Doc, I'd be happy to do it that way. Someone would like to do that speeding up of the data. Right now my team consists of you and me. There's about 14,000 of you, so if we really wanted to do something, we could do something. So, and the only reason it's still going is because many of you think you like what I'm doing, and you participate as well, and you help out in numerous ways. So that's the only reason it's still going. So. And I appreciate that. I like it because I enjoy doing what I'm doing here. So. The person who sold the property to Ocean here has some medical problems, so they were happy to go forward with the sale too. I think the property was assessed at $7,200. SpaceX has been buying property in this area for $10,000 of the same size that I bought. So that on either side of the lot that I purchased, SpaceX bought the properties on each side of that lot that I bought for $10,000. So they got a good price. They got the market value. So the person I'm buying or bought the property from got a good deal. But for me personally, I'm a younger guy. I'm 46 now, and I'm just starting out this ocean cam thing. And I believe this area can grow a lot. So I believe in the future of what's happening here, and that's why I went forward with the offer and the purchase of the property. I'm still paying it off though, so it's going to take me a while to pay off unless somebody here wants to support the channel and contribute, or upon such time as I start selling stock here at Ocean Cam, and then it'll get paid off pretty quick. So assuming people buy into the stock, So the next step for that would be for me to decide to start selling stock, and then to start picking out team members from LinkedIn and getting that going. So those are some of my next steps here. Also looks like, okay, so back to SpaceX. We're looking at the orbital launch tower right there, where you can see the Starship 24 there on the right, which has not flown yet. And there was some venting, minor venting yesterday, but the day before there was more venting. I wasn't sure what they were going to do here with the Starship yesterday, so I got that as well as the 7.1, and it turned out they did the 7.1 testing yesterday, and they didn't really do much with the Starship. So if I'd have known somehow that they were going to just do the 7.1, I would have just pointed it at that a little bit closer up. Solange, thanks. Yeah, yesterday was epic. Everything went perfect as far as video photography, and we got some of the best footage of the event yesterday, of that 7.1 testing, frost testing, etc. So I have a pan and tilt functionality at the remote camera site that I could attach to the truck. I would also need to get a second phone or something like that to be able to tap into the truck camera. Right now I was using the cell phone and the laptop to do the live stream, but I would need either another phone or just to get the data only SIM card, which I've had in the past, which isn't really good though. So Starlink is really the best next step. Do a live stream. Cool. Cool. Looks like there's some type of red at the bottom of the Starship there. I don't know what it is. I'll see if I can get some shots later today. $8:30 yesterday, KK. I'll check it out. Thanks. Was that the timestamp or was that the time of the day when it happened? That must have been the timestamp, huh? Okay, KK. Thanks. Okay, yeah, so what's happening today, huh, Margaret? Well, there was going to be a road closure and that was canceled. So today, tomorrow, nothing planned here major, no moves or anything. The next thing is Monday, road closure at 10 a.m. But today, just the same old stuff they do every day, you know. Around to the left of 24. Yeah, it is dark. The sun is to our east, so we're looking east, and the sun's coming from the east. Yeah. Check around the Starship 24 to the left. So KK, you're talking about yesterday, huh? Yeah. If you can get a good timestamp for that, KK, that'd help, because I didn't go live until 10 a.m. yesterday Central Time. The next flight could be in a couple weeks, you know. Best guess, it could be around August 11th or 12th. Yeah, Solange, I do have a GoFundMe in the description of this video. There hasn't been any contributors for like the last 4 months to it, but there is a GoFundMe for equipment in the description of this video under the donate section, which it's still there, you know. That'd be great. I don't know how else to make it visible. I have thought that I could hold like a bucket and like a tip jar. Just to let me get something. This is gonna be funny, all right? All right, I'm gonna zoom out. All right, I'm gonna show the tip jar, okay? Here is the tip jar. It is now, what time is it now? Let me see. $8:43 a.m. I gotta get a hat, I guess, huh? So far, there's nothing in this tip jar. Can you please fill up the tip jar? I will put it like this. Here's the tip jar. And then maybe at the end of the day, I could show the tip jar and say, I gotta get some funny money, I was thinking. And then I could have the funny money next to the tip jar, and then I could say, okay, so many dollars went in the tip jar, and or maybe no dollars, I don't know, whatever, just to make it more understandable. I know someone has that enabled on YouTube where they have that overlay of like a tip jar. I gotta maybe contact that person. One of the things I've thought of is to do a members only videos and members only chats, or kind of like a pay-per-view. If there's going to be a great special event, maybe it's a members only live stream. I wonder if I can do a members only live stream, but I can definitely make members only videos. I gotta look into members only live streams, because then when there's like a big event, then it's like I'm receiving a mods have tip jars. I gotta learn more about that, Julian. I could get some cute photos. I don't have anyone here working at OceanCam that's cute. Anyway, it's what you, the viewers, want, whether you support the channel or not. But I was thinking I would live stream up till the first launch, and then at that point, if it's not making any money, I would stop filming and go do something else and keep the OceanCam mission going forward. But yeah, I can't. I got to pay some bills, so I got to work if I'm not working here. So. A lot of the women come over. There aren't a lot of women here in Boca Chica or SpaceX at SpaceX. I believe the ratio is about 9 men to 1 woman. So, and then you got the richest guy in America also here as the CEO. So the women do not look for someone at their level normally. They look for someone who's higher or better than them. So another photographer here, especially if they're a woman, is not looking for another photographer. They're looking for someone better than them, because women look for someone who's better than them, not someone who's equal. Men look for someone who's equal. So that's the difference between men and women. Some of the indicators of that are high heels. Women want to be valued as they are, but then they wear high heels and makeup and other stuff. So men don't wear high heels and other stuff like that. So there is a difference between men and women ordinarily. There are some women who like to be men and like to dress like men and all the rest of it. So I'm saying the majority of women looking for someone who's better than them, someone who has more money, etc. So if you got the richest guy in the world here as the CEO, most of the women here, the 1 woman to 9 men here, are looking for someone outstanding. So unless a woman really understands the spiritual experiences that I've had, which are very slim, that any person, never mind a woman, would understand the spiritual experience that I've had, then they don't value what I offer. So that 1 woman out of the 9 men here is looking for someone who's not like me. So the Jessica Kirches and the other women are just passing through, because they're looking for like the richest guy in the world here. That's mainly what most of the women here are looking for, I believe. So they got the richest guy in the world here. They got engineers and top people from all around the world, and they're not looking for a photographer. So that's just 2 cents. KK says, pass the hat for me too. Yeah, I'm not on Social Security. That's not an option for me. So. We are watching the Starship because it hasn't moved in a couple days. There's always a chance that it will move. But mostly this is a live commentary. So that's mostly what it's about. If you're looking for more of that type of information, look up, I gotta remember the guy's name. Look up, what is it called? It's hard to remember some of these things. Hypergamy, Hypergamy. Hypergamy is the term that you want to learn more about. Hypergamy. And yeah. Rollo Tomasi, ROLLOTOMASSI here on YouTube. Rollo Tomasi will give you the straight info on the male-female patterns. Another one I can throw at you is the testosterone is most active at night, and estrogen is most active in the morning. So women are awake in the morning and they get up and they do stuff, and men are awake at night and they get up and they do stuff. So that's why women go to sleep earlier than men, and men stay awake later than women. That's mostly due to hormones. So, if you're wondering why your significant other goes to sleep so early or so late, that is the reason, most likely. All right, we are looking at SpaceX launch site here in South Texas, Starbase in Boca Chica. The year is 2022, and the time is July 28, 2022 at, I can't read the time, 8:51 in the morning. I gotta reset the time there. Yeah, so if you want to be a night owl, just drink a lot of coffee and that'll make you a night owl. But oftentimes that's due to some type of external factor rather than natural hormones. Hey KK, send me something in Twitter or somewhere else, maybe by email, info@oceancam.space. I'm going to zoom in on the base of the Starship here. There's something I want to show, if I can. I don't know if you can see it, but right there at the base of the Starship, there are two blotches, one right there on the right and one over there on the left. They look red to me, so I don't know what's going on with that. I think it's some type of color on the Starship there. I can get the camera, check it out. Oh, there were people on site, Julian? That's interesting. Yeah, if you can, post that on somewhere or send a link here. I'd like to see that photo. So you're saying yesterday during the testing there were people here on site. Interesting. But there is some red there at the base of the Starship. That wasn't there yesterday. I'll get a shot and maybe post it here in the community section after this live stream. I get out the other camera and get that shot. So there's a few lifts already on the Starship. We're looking for, I believe, a static fire, right? We're gearing up for a pre-burner test or something for the Starship. KK, so you're saying yesterday, was it the long live stream or was it the first live stream? Because I did a couple live streams yesterday. I did like a pre-live stream, pre-testing live stream. Is that the one you're talking about? Because that was, I was filming at that time, but I did not do the actual 10 a.m. road closure live stream until 10 a.m. So you're saying around 8:30 on the testing live stream, pre-road closure? If that's true, then I will check that out. I'll be able to find that spot in the video because I labeled the time when the video started on that live stream. I believe I've been labeling the videos at the almost exact time when the video starts. So that allows me to at least figure out the time when people mention things like you're saying there. Okay. It was the last one. Well, the last one didn't start till 10 a.m. So it couldn't have been at 8:30 Central Time. So, oh, maybe you're saying PM. Maybe you meant to say 8:30 PM Central Time. Was that true? Was that what you were thinking? KK. Okay, so 8:30 p.m. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. Well, that's going to be great because those shots were close-up shots, and I'm excited about looking at that. Good stuff. Maybe if you can get a screenshot of that. Yeah, I think you said you got a screenshot. Send that somewhere so I can see it. That'd be great. Appreciate that. And then if that's turns out to be Elon or somebody, I'll tag that time for others to find in the video. Kind of change the title of the video too. Elon seen on site during 7.1 testing or something like that. These guys in that lift up there on the right toward the midsection of the Starship were there earlier this morning too. So this is their second time at least sending a lift up to that spot where they're at right now. They were working on that area before. Another thing I could say is that we got a lot of views yesterday during the live stream. I think over 4,000 views during that live stream, so that was good. It was a 12-hour live stream, 12 and a half hours, so that's kind of to be expected. But yeah, we got some good views. I don't know how many views the other channels got, but if you're watching some of these videos, maybe share the video and get the word out that it's happening and worth watching, and that'll also help in the bigger scheme of things. So far, the most viewers, it goes from like we got the teenagers, we got the 20-somethings, we got 30-somethings, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and maybe into the 80s, possibly into the 90s. who watch the show, and YouTube divides up the viewership into age groups. So it goes from the younger people to the older people, and the older the crowd, it goes progressively more viewership as you get older in age here on Ocean Cam. So the younger people, like 0 to 15 years old or whatever, I don't remember how YouTube divides it, but it's like 0% of my views come from that age group. And then as it gets older and older, it gets progressively more and more viewership. So I don't do a lot of shock and wow type of stuff here on Ocean Cam. I don't have any beautiful woman to look at or stuff like that. I don't sell anything that's gonna make you increase your stamina or anything like that. I could look around for stuff like that and people like that, but so I pretty much just shoot for the straight out info as it is without any hype. I could hype stuff up, but so because of that, the older people are watching the show. I'm 46 myself, and the younger people in their 20s or in their teens aren't really watching the show. So I don't know where the larger majority of space viewership comes from, but the older people are watching the show and the younger people aren't, pretty much. So that's the way, that's the breakdown here at Ocean Cam. So KK, I'll look for it. Thanks. Good stuff. I don't know what you mean by try 77, but I'll look more into what you're saying there. But if there's a way to increase the older viewership, then that's another angle as well. Just how to do more of that. I know a lot of people tell stories and they put stuff together and they get little clips from here and there. They don't do a lot of live streaming. So that's another option as well. I could just maybe do the video that I'm doing, but just take little clips of it. Don't do it live, and then just upload some type of spin story on what happened. So with a little hype. Okay, info at, if you do an exclamation mark email here in the chat, the email will pop up. Exclamation mark email. That's how you can find the email. But some of the other channels, for instance, I can work out here all day, and on a really good day, I'll get 7,000 to 10,000 views. Other people, they won't do any live streaming, but what they do is they get a lot of small shots from around the site, and then they throw in a lot of old stuff, and then they put together kind of a recycled video with a few new things, and they get about 50,000 views. So that's maybe something I should put the exclamation mark first, and then write the word email after it with no spaces. Exclamation mark email. That's the way you do it. So maybe I need to start recycling information. Get like a standard video clips that I throw together, and then put maybe 4 new clips in every video with a bunch of new commentary, and maybe that'll get like 50,000 views. Because that'll like 5x my my income here, and maybe that's what I need to do. That'll be about 50 bucks income. But if I'm getting 7,000 to 10,000 views, that's about $7 to $10 for a day's work. Say anywhere from 8 to 12 hours work, and you make on a good day $7 to $10. So that's not a good situation. So. Thanks, KK. Good stuff. So I might start recycling information. Maybe that's what I need to do. Start doing more custom videos and less live stream. Because the costs to live stream are up there. I've reduced the costs to live stream, but there are still costs. It's time and everything else. So I might just run around with a little camera and get a few shots, and then do a spin video with a bunch of commentary. All right, we're at an hour here. I've made no money, but I have shown some actual live stream here this morning at SpaceX Starbase launch site in South Texas. I'm going to sign out here. Thanks for watching. Thank you. See you next time.